Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Sykes doing another segment of My Mama Honest. And I actually want to say this. I'm not Coach Sykes today. I'm actually Coach Sykes. So big shout out to Deer Park Titans. That's the reason why I'm saying I'm Coach Sykes today. And that's what I just want to talk about is just like how coaching has helped me change my behavior and shape my behavior. One of the things that coaching has taught me is just being a role model. Like this is like one of the first times in my life where I had little kids just looking up to me, and now it's just making me, even though I still try to walk in a straight line, but it's making me walk in an even more straight line, such as like how I go about my day, like how I don't want to utilize the N-word that much anymore, because I'm realizing that a lot of these kids looking up to me, and that I want them to look at themselves as respectful as I want to look upon myself. Also, just like I hate to say it, is like controlling like my addictions. Like one of them big addictions that I've had, like I will always talk about, is drinking. Like I don't want the kids to look at me out in public if they happen just to see me and just be like, oh, so coach, it's cool for coach to drink, so it must be cool for me to drink. And also, like another thing, so the other day I had my flag football game, and I actually worked out the kids. And when I was out there, man, I had my head down, and I was just like, not too excited about how the game was transpiring. But I knew I had the kids out there, someone was watching and stuff like that. And instead of me just having my head down, I had to find ways to lift myself up, because how can I set an example of telling them to pick their heads up when times get hard when I'm not doing the same thing? So those are just a few things that I learned. And this also, man, it just feels fulfilling just to have someone that looks up to you, and it doesn't matter about, your race, your color. It just matters like who you are as a person, man. Like it's a great feeling, y'all, when you have little kids coming up to you to say, "Hey, coach," and they just happy to see you. And like that's one of the things that I'm picking up on, just like me trying to get my energy back towards them, because it be times like, y'all, when I say this, it's just like it might be times like when I'm ready for practice to be over with. I'm a human because I got a busy schedule, but I be ready for practice to be over with. Or like if most of y'all do know, like recently I lost a friend of mine, and it was just like, how could I create positive energy around these kids, because they didn't do anything wrong, and just being able to see them and just being able to see how happy they are, man, just brings me sometimes just to make me understand that I need to give that same energy in return, because no matter what, a kid is innocent, and so like I'm not in a position to take away their innocence. I'm just in the position just to make them feel better about their day, and as they keep on having a good day, I want them to have even a greater day. And so like that's just some of the things I'm learning, and just also just like, man, just managing, just dealing with others, man. Like I know I've been in a position where I've been a manager before, I mean a supervisor before, and I've also been in positions where I help out in the shipyard where I'm leading a team and stuff like that. But leading a group of kids and the process is that much bigger is also like helpful, because I'm also have to dealing with parents itself, and like that's a whole nother challenge. But just understanding like the purpose of learning how to be not only a good manager but a good coach in that whole sense of process is helping me out a lot, because now I'm understanding that I got to be direct with my communication. And also like when I'm dealing with these children, I can't just give head-tail directions. I got to give discreet and very discreet and very direct, calming directions, because they're not going to get things on the first try. So I got to also have to develop patience. And as y'all can see, like I'm learning it as I'm going on, because this is my first year, but I'm being a head coach. But it doesn't mean necessarily like I'm accepting the fact that like I'm gonna be a failure, but I'm not accepting that fact, but I'm accepting the fact that I'm not gonna get things get things right on the first try. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna get things right. And I'm just always gonna be open to learning, just open to let's listen to these kids' ideas, and that's helping me a lot. Like I said, patience, because like I said, these kids, they're young, they're 6 and 5 years old, so I can't get upset if they don't get something right on the first try. I gotta develop that patience to understand I was here before, and it helps me reflect a lot back in my childhood. And like I said, y'all, like coaching is helping me out a lot, y'all. Just learning how to be a role model, develop patience, and just keeping a positive attitude about every situation, because with coaching, like we never know when a situation is going to transpire with us, when we got to get out of our level of coaching, but we got to be in a level of being a human being, but also being in a level of being a leader. And like that's one thing that I'm learning is just like how to be a leader and how to be inspirational, but also understanding how to be patient and develop a good understanding of how to be positive at all times, y'all. And like with that being said, y'all, this is Coach Sykes checking out with y'all. We're doing another segment of My Mondays.